Hello everybody, in today's video we're going to be going over some severe storms which are going to be impacting the northern plains over the next couple of days. This is going to be going over for another about 3 or 4 days, so this is going to be a multi-day type of event. We're going to be dealing with some storms today, later today, tomorrow, a little bit of storminess on Wednesday, but it shouldn't be too bad, and then on Thursday we're going to revamp with another set of bigger storms. So again, we're going to be timing this out for you guys and giving you all the information you need to know on this event. Here's what the current National Weather Service page looks like. As you can see, we have some red flag warnings out through the west, and that's for fire danger. We have some flood watches in effect for parts of Wyoming, Arkansas, Oklahoma, Louisiana, and Texas. We have heat advisories in southern Texas, as well as areas surrounding Philadelphia, also for parts of New York and Vermont, and then also another area in parts of Maine, New Hampshire, Massachusetts, and also into Connecticut. So much of the Northeast and small pockets under some heat advisories, and then also right in and around Minneapolis also has some heat advisories currently in place. Yesterday we had a high temperature 1 mile southwest of Stovepipe Wells, California, where they got up to 114 degrees Fahrenheit, with a low temperature 12 miles northeast of Sand Creek Station, Oregon, where they got down to 23 degrees Fahrenheit. Holly Bluff, Mississippi had the highest rainfall report of 3.35 inches, and there were no snowfall reports yesterday. Here's what the current Storm Prediction Center page looks like for today, and as you can see, we have an area of slight risk which goes through parts of South Dakota and North Dakota, and then into northwestern Minnesota. So this would be for today. It's a rather small area, and today's not going to be the biggest day for severe weather. For tomorrow, we are going to have a little bit more of a widespread area of severe weather. We have a slight risk which covers eastern Montana, western North Dakota, and northwestern South Dakota. And then for much of the northern plains, especially as you get closer to the Rockies, that's where we have a marginal risk in place, and this is going to be more of a widespread area of general thunderstorms. It's not going to be, again, too severe. I'm thinking probably Thursday is going to be when we reach the height of this severe weather. If we look at for Wednesday, not a lot going on. Wednesday we take a break and we just have a general thunderstorm risk over the entire north central part of the country. So nothing too major for Thursday or for Wednesday. And then for Thursday, you can see that on their day 4 outlook, they have a 15% chance, which is equivalent to a slight risk in effect in the western Dakotas, western Nebraska, also into a little bit of eastern Wyoming and eastern Montana. And when they put something out on the day 4-3 outlook, which they rarely do, you want to pay attention to it. I wouldn't be surprised if they even upgrade in a little area to an enhanced risk. So that is definitely possible. They could definitely upgrade this over the next couple of days. Here's what the forecast, the simulated radar is expected to be, and this is just going to be kind of timing this out for you guys and giving you an idea of where and when these storms will be occurring. So this would be later tonight around 7 p.m. Central Time, 6 p.m. Mountain Time, and you can see that we have some of these storms developing in through parts of South Dakota, Nebraska, and also into Wyoming. You're going to see that this little area right here is going to form into a bigger band of severe weather on this next frame. So here to be by 10 p.m. Central Time, 9 p.m. Mountain Time, and you can see we have a bigger area, a bigger cluster of storms in through parts of central South Dakota. This is going to continue to head further to the east. It will break up a little bit, but we are still dealing with a few scattered storms by very early tomorrow morning, so around 12 or 1 a.m. We're still dealing with a few storms into North Dakota and Minnesota, mainly just scattered rainfall in through South Dakota and Nebraska. Again, today is not going to be the biggest threat for severe weather. It does look like it will ramp up into northern Minnesota. We will have higher dew points in that area, and also the Cape values will be slightly heightened in that area. So it looks like if you are going to see a lot of severe weather, it's probably going to be, I would say, in northwestern Minnesota or southeastern North Dakota. That zone right there is where you should be dealing with the bulk of the severe weather for tonight and early tomorrow morning. Then that area of storminess moves out, and we're on to our next event, which would be for Tuesday night or tomorrow night into Wednesday morning. So you can see these storms already starting to build in parts of eastern Wyoming, eastern Montana, parts of Colorado even. So these are already getting going back into the Rockies, and as they continue to head further to the east into a more favorable atmosphere with higher dew points, higher cape values, less wind shear, that's going to really help these storms develop, and that will really be one of the bigger factors into these storms developing. So this would be by very late tomorrow, and this would be around 11 or 12 in the morning. So very early or very late, depending on how you look at it. We have two different areas of thunderstorms. We have one in western Nebraska, another one in western South Dakota, and you could even count a third up in northeastern parts of Montana. All of these are going to continue to head further to the east into the very early morning hours of Wednesday. So you see the first area to the north, then you start to see more of the ones to the south start to break off. So it's mostly just steady rain by that point. And again, the storms for Tuesday and Wednesday not going to be too dynamic or too intense, but again, Thursday is when I think the bulk of the severe weather will occur. Unfortunately, we're still too far out for Thursday to render in on some of these high resolution models. So in tomorrow's video, those will finally be rendered in, and I can show you what the simulated radar actually looks like. So we're gonna have to wait about another 12 to 24 hours to really get a good idea of what may happen on Thursday. Here to be by early Wednesday morning, so around 3 or 4 in the morning, and these storms are now starting to split off. You have a few more storms into northern North Dakota, and also if you live right along parts of the southern Saskatchewan and southern Alberta, Canada border, you are dealing with a little bit of, or actually that southern Saskatchewan and southern Manitoba border, that's where you're dealing with still some severe weather as well. And then those storms, again, continue to head to the east. We're not dealing with too much in the way of severe weather after that. So this would be going through Wednesday night, not including what's happening on Thursday with the total rainfall. So you can see that we have mainly a scattered rain. If you live in this kind of pocket right here, you're actually going to stay fairly dry. You might see one or two thunderstorms that maybe drop a little bit of rainfall, but it's going to be fairly dry for the most part. The bulk of the rainfall is going to be back further to the west, so into Nebraska, some parts of South Dakota, also into North Dakota and Montana, as well as northern Minnesota, and then also we have a bit more severe weather further to the east. I'll probably make a video on that in the next couple of days, depending on how intense or severe that actually does end up being. Here would be the Cape values, and we're going to start off for Monday, and you can see that we have Cape values that are rather high, so they're getting up near 3,500 to 4,000, which when you think about it, you would expect these numbers to be down in the southeast or the southern plains, not up into parts of South Dakota, Minnesota, or Wisconsin. So these are really high numbers for this part of the country, and we're going to see that we have really elevated dew points, high temperatures, and also Cape values. So all of these three things coming together is how we're going to get these storms to develop. Here to be by Tuesday, and you can see that even more widespread area of 2 to 3,000 or even up to 4,000 plus Cape values, which covers pretty much the entire section of the northern plains all the way back to the Rockies. So we have really high Cape values for Tuesday, and if we look at for Wednesday, they do go down. Again, Wednesday we're not expecting too much severe weather, and then if we look at for Thursday on the lower resolution models such as the European model, you can see that we also have in the western Dakotas, western Nebraska, and even down through Kansas, some really high values of Cape. So we have between about 2,500 and 4,000. By the way, if you don't know what Cape is, it's convective available potential energy. It's a way of measuring the instability in the atmosphere. The higher the number, the more likely that we will see some severe weather. Here's the high temperatures for Monday. These are going to be really high. They're getting up into the mid and upper 90s, even a couple triple digits in parts of South Dakota potentially. So we're getting up into the 90s for Monday in parts of South Dakota, North Dakota, and Minnesota. So these are really high numbers for this area of the country and for this time of year. If we look up for Tuesday, you can see those 15 to 30 degree above normal temperatures really taking effect. We have temperatures widespread that are going to be into the 90s and even triple digits in areas like Wyoming and Montana, where you really wouldn't expect it to be that warm this time of year. If we look at for Wednesday, still very, very warm over these areas, in the 90s for this entire north central part of the country. And then for Thursday, this is going to be the warmest day, and that also coincides with the day that we're expecting the most severe weather. And you can see we have a widespread area that goes through Montana, Wyoming, even into Colorado, and then back in through parts of South Dakota and North Dakota, where we're expecting 100 degrees plus with the actual high temperature. So when you're adding in dew points that are going to be in the 60s and 70s, don't be surprised if it feels outside like it's 115 or even higher. So it's going to be really, really warm, and it's going to feel even warmer when you're outside, especially with temperatures that are getting up near 100 or 105 degrees. And again, with that really conducive atmosphere for severe weather, that's just going to help fuel these storms. Here to be the actual dew points, and this is going to make it feel a lot warmer outside when you have dew points into the 60s. If it was maybe dew points into the 20s or 30s, it would be a lot more bearable. But when you have dew points in the 60s and 70s, it's going to make it feel a lot more muggy, unfortunately, with the temperatures that are already into the upper 90s and near 100 degrees. So really, really warm and humid over these areas. If we look at the dew points, you can see it's all above 60 for this part of the northern plains. So we're above that 60-degree threshold in many of these areas, even getting up near 65 to 70 degree dew points. So that would be for Monday. If we look at for Tuesday or tomorrow, we have dew points that are all above 60 again, and even a lot of areas getting above 65 or even approaching 70 in a couple of these areas. So definitely we have high enough dew points. If we look at for Wednesday, where we're not expecting severe weather, still getting up near 60 to 70 degree dew points. And then if we look at for Thursday, we have dew points that are also getting up near 60 to 65, and then again add that with the actual high temperatures that are going to be near 100 to 105. That's really really warm, and it's going to feel really, really muggy outside. So it's really not going to be too pleasant to be outside, especially on Wednesday and Thursday. It doesn't look like it's going to be too good to be outside on those 2 days, and pretty much this entire week. It's going to be really, really warm mixed in with those high dew points. That's not really the best combination there. If we look at a couple of other parameters, you can see that pretty much in every single aspect of this, we have high enough parameters for this. So we have high enough dew points, we have high enough temperatures, we have high enough Kate values. Everything is pretty much perfect for this type of setup. So it's going to be really, really interesting to see what actually does end up happening. That is going to wrap it up for today's video. Please consider liking the video, subscribing, and turning on notifications. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.